What is the dark night of the soul? It's a part of your awakening when you are forced to face the darkest parts of you and all that's around you. All of your most painful traumas, everything and anything that you have refused to face on your own, that's the dark night of the soul. It's physical, it's mental, and most definitely emotional. My personal experience happened after years of, I feel like the universe was grooming me, I should say. For years, I was learning many different things on all levels. Conspiracy theorist was something I was often called. I went down many deep rabbit holes that taught me many truths about the world that we live in. And it came from many different sources, like hip-hop and the industry, the entertainment business. Religion was definitely a deep one that I had to do in spurts. Being a Catholic, it was hard for me to take in a lot of the truths, accept it for what it was, and they were really unpleasant. I followed people like Alex Jones, Barbara Mizaniak, she is a Pleiadian channeler, Bashar, who channels through Daryl Inca, and a person by the name of Aaron Doherty, who is a YouTube influencer these days, but he was on YouTube way back before YouTube was a thing to do. Just kind of speaking his own experience and what he was going through. That really helped me. Different words and phrases I never knew just came to me. Videos of information I never knew about just came to me, and my mind became open. Then I started searching. I became curious. The crazy thing is that all these different rabbit holes were connected in some way. It all came back full circle. Like, it tripped me out. My marriage to a very wounded man was the catalyst to my deep spiritual awakening. Repetitive trauma and isolation forced me to go within myself to find peace. The disconnection that I had to everything, especially to who I was, forced me to search for something that I wasn't even sure what I was searching for. But definitely the death of my father and my two best friends back to back sent me down a spiral of brokenness that I had never endured in my life. And I was left utterly alone and broken. And I guess, when you're that down, you have no choice but to find your way back up. And I did that through spirituality, through shadow work, and through anything that I could to heal myself. Seminars, webinars, online courses. I was doing online courses before it was even a thing. And just journaling and asking questions, watching videos, just searching everything and anything I could to fill a void that was left inside of me. That just brought me more knowledge until I finally filled that void with myself, with love for myself. And it was not easy. It's been a journey for years now. After the birth of my third child and the final betrayal of my husband, I went into complete mom mode, numb mode, and hustle mode. And it began, the beginning of my dark night of the soul, the breaking opening of my soul's core. It came in stages, saving the most painful for last. Over a 2-year period, I had many breaking opens of my soul. I was a hermit through the entire time. I did not care to go out and mingle with people. I have a lot of friends, and I just stopped being so social. I kind of went into my cocoon like a caterpillar does. And so that was my cocoon stage, slowly transforming out of my old self. Lots of crying and laughing, light bulb moments, realizations, replaying memories and different situations that have happened in my life over and over while being the observer of it, not the judger of it, if that makes sense. Owning my faults, seeing these situations from an observing point, saying, okay, I see where I did that wrong. I could have handled this different. Maybe if I would have done it this way, I would have had a different reaction. And just things like that, getting really deep with everything, answering a lot of questions in these courses and that you just don't normally ask yourself really makes you aware of how your brain works, why you feel that way. Is that my belief, or is that something I was taught to believe? Is that my trauma, or am I carrying somebody else's shit? Just so many realizations, so many epiphanies on all different levels. And it takes time to go through stages. You'll be really fucked up for a while. Hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. And then you'll have a period of just ease and peace, and where you feel good, you feel stronger, you feel like, you've accomplished something, you've learned things, you've changed, and you can feel it. And then bam, other things will hit you. Sometimes you have to revisit things over and over because either you didn't get the lesson the other times that you were there, or there's just more healing to do. For instance, my husband is something that I have constantly had to go back and revisit. There was so much deep wounds there that there was a lot of healing to do. So there would be moments of no connection between him and I, no talking, no seeing, nothing, just complete disconnect, and then all of a sudden there would be a phone call from him or something of that matter, and then we'd talk for a little bit, and then more things would come up, and I'd cut him off again and just block him, and I would realize that there was things that needed to be worked on, and I would work through them slowly, but that definitely did come in stages. I think that was a wound that was so deep it couldn't hit me all at once. So that went on for a long time. As a matter of fact, if I'm going to be completely honest, I just revisited the whole husband thing last week. More shit had to be cleared out from me. More lessons, more realizations, more healing. But what I got from it this last time was not just things that I needed to heal on, but my growth, my reaction to how I approach everything, the strength I've gained through this whole process, my responses to him, and the fact that I am the one in control of my emotions, of everything. I am no longer a victim to a narcissist or a failed marriage, or however society wants to say. I am my own independent person. I see my faults. I can own my shit. I am not blaming doing the blame game anymore. I'm not pointing fingers at him. You did this to me, did this to me, did this to me. No, I did that to myself. I chose to stay. I had choices at any time. I could have left. I chose to allow myself to be in those positions time and time again. Therefore, I did it to myself. When you own it that way, when you change the narrative as you did this to me and say that I did that to myself because I could have done this instead, it empowers you. It doesn't weaken you. It actually empowers you when you own your shit and you see it for what it is, and you stop blaming and pointing fingers, and you take accountability. Accountability is so important, and that's what this whole journey is. A lot of the dark night of the soul is taking accountability for how you did things in your life, how you allowed these things to continue in your life. So nobody else is at fault but you. It changes the game. And there is a blessing in all of that. You feel lighter, you feel empowered, you are in control. Your response to things are so different. You're not angry or bitter at the world anymore. You have found a peace, and nobody can take that from you. So although this is a very difficult road and journey, and you must be dedicated to it, and understand that it happens over years of time. It's not something that you just accomplish overnight or in a few months or a year. This is a few year process, and you have to revisit situations sometimes multiple times, but there is always growth, and there's a freedom and a peace that comes at the end of that road that nothing can beat. Like, nothing can make you more happy, more peaceful in your life than taking this journey. And nobody can take it from you. You own it. You did that. Nobody can hold it over your head. Nobody can throw anything in your face. You are so unbothered.